from Knit Happens Teesside for the 30th week of 2024. The other night at knitting, Helen was making Hector's jumper, and she's on the last sleeve, so that won't be long before you see it. She's also made a hanging basket. You know, the kind you could just put use as storage, like you could put a plant in, or you could put some flannels and something in. And it's made from a YouTube video. I have to ask her which one it is. So she's going to write it out to make it a bit easier. But she did she did change something on the last increase round. She worked into the front of the stitch to make a ridge on the back of the basket, which I think you can see on the pictures. So that was what she'd made in the week, and she was working on Hector's jumper. Jill was working on a new project, which is a cardigan, and like the button stand comes down, and then it's a double-breasted at the bottom, or you can button it open, which looks quite good. So she had two colours of the same yarn, but she didn't have enough of either of them to make the whole complete cardigan, so she's doing stripes. I'll have to find out what the yarn is for that one, because I'm not sure. This is coffee with caramel, I think it is, in my new fabulous mug, which is a surprise gift from Neil of Blocked magazine. I don't think I've drunk from a mug with a picture of myself on before. But it's the front cover of issue 15, which has got this shawl in it, this shawl pattern. But you don't have to make it that big if you don't want, because there's a smaller one and then a smaller one, I think. And upcoming will be a Tunisian crochet one also, which is the Ugly Cats shawl, if you don't already know, which if you do, you're probably bored of hearing about. So I have the cardigan that Jill's making. When it turns up, I will wear it for you to show you exactly what it's like. But it's gone walkies, as did this one when I was showing you all my ranunculi. I couldn't find this one. What I am wearing is one of my ranunculi that went missing. I did show you all my ranunculi at one point, and then this one wasn't there. It does tend to get caught on handles and things, and with it being so loose and so stringy, it pulls very easily, and it sort of has not a lot of shape. But it's ideal for some situations. Could never have enough jumpers. Never. Anyway, I have been working on, well, I had a disaster last weekend. It wasn't a complete disaster. I was on the train going to meet some friends for lunch. New friends. And that went well. And I chose to make the bonnet, didn't I? And I showed you the yarn, and I said it was 4-ply, and it's not, it's 3-ply. So I thought, well, I'll do the next size up. And then I messed it up a little bit, and it's very tricky, this fine yarn on this needle. So it's kind of, I think I'll wait until a 3-ply pattern that I do like turns up in my pattern stash, because I've got a lot of patterns and I haven't been through them all, and there'll be baby patterns all over the place because I don't do much baby patterns, much baby knitting, but I am at the moment. So I've got a new project, and this is the back of the cardigan. I don't know which way is the right side. I think that's the right side. It's got some little rows of yarn overs, and here we do some decreases. It does. I don't think it looks as nice. It'll look nicer when it's blocked. Ah, look there. You can see the pattern. So that's the back. And oh, I think it fits. That's one of my fronts. And that's my other front. Because it's quick, isn't it? Baby knitting. And the pattern is in this book, Lullaby Knits by Wiebe Ulrich Sondergaard. May have said that wrong. And it's a cardigan, garter stitch cardigan. Do you ever do that thing? Right, I'm not showing you any of the pattern except for the things that you need. It's just a plain cardigan, but I like the details. I think it's kind of modern. Do you ever default into stocking stitch when you're supposed to be garter stitching? I did that last night because I was watching something on the telly with people's dates on. It's lovely, isn't it? I haven't done any buttonhole. Oh, there's no buttonhole. Oh, there is at the top. It looks like a loop. The top button looks like a loop, but obviously I haven't got that far yet. So it's a garter stitch with a small wave in the middle. Simple but effective. A crochet edge can be worked along the centre for buttonholes. Right, I was just thinking though about recycled yarn. Made from plastic bottles. Does this mean that they had to be heated and shredded to get the fibres, whereas natural fibres are natural fibres, and therefore is recycled yarn really not as good as it sounds? Sorry for getting all philosophical on you. Philosophical. Anyhow, what's been happening round the household? Millie's all right. She's very sweet. She came to bed with me last night, and then she lies next to your arm, and she just taps your arm all night, which is really quite nice. I don't mind. Lottie's all right. Roxy's all right. The parrot's all right. The tortoise is all right, and the fish in the pond, I assume, are all right, but I haven't seen them since. Well, I've seen plops. I haven't really seen the fish. But I have seen 2 dolphins came into the bay where I live, and they were very close to the shore, and they were kind of like swimming in circles to whip up any food, to like mix it all into the middle and then feed. So I've got some footage of that, which was just awesome to see. that's everything now. That's just about it for this week. Some more news, maybe, next week.